like when you see on the news and it's like, oh yeah, I left my child to be babysat by my new boyfriend and he kills the child and puts the child in a dumpster. Like, wait, what?
Welcome to a Full Plate Podcast, hosted by me, Selena.
5.
Listen, we talk about everything.
4.
Grab your utensils,
3.
fork, knife, chopsticks,
2.
whatever you can eat with.
1.
Powered by IAO Entertainment.
It's another one, bitches.
Welcome to a Full Plate Podcast. Welcome. This is episode 5. And as you know, after last week's episode, I said that we would basically tackle like some family issues. So, in continuation of that, this week we're going to literally do just that. So what I did was I requested for people to basically hit me up like on my social media and just give some topic ideas and things like that. And one topic was like a recurring theme. Like I even put like a questionnaire up and I reposted one of them, but literally in my DMs, I had 8 of like the same type of situation or topic. So that's what we're going to get into. So before we get to any of that, we always take care of business first. We are a Full Plate Podcast. We are brought to you by IAO Entertainment, and we are shot exclusively at IAO Recording Studios, where we offer 2 full-fledged studios. Actually, more soon to come. We're actually expanding, but 2 private, secluded studios. We have a multi-purpose room, and we also have the podcast room. So if you are interested in booking a session here, or even a podcast session, you can hit us up via Google, or you can go to IAO Recording Studios on IG. So now that we have that out the way, there were a few things that I wanted to clear up that I noticed when we watched it back from last week's episode. When I was discussing my birthday, I didn't want to convey a message like, I think what I said in the last week's episode, I said, I enjoyed my birthday because I celebrated like I like to, where it's all about me and stuff like that. That's not even remotely what I meant by that. What I meant by that was because in my normal day-to-day, everyday life, it's never about me. I enjoyed that day being about me. It was made to be about me and what I wanted to do, which was absolutely nothing. I spent time with my grandson and I got to go to the beach. So I wanted to clear that up because when I watched it back, I was like, oh, the way I said that kind of comes off like I'm a selfish person when I'm actually more of a very selfless person. So I wanted to clear that up. Also, before we get into the young entrepreneur, every week we highlight a young entrepreneur. I've been getting some questions from some adults who have businesses, and they're like, oh, could you feature my business or this, that, and the third? If you watch episode 1, which was titled Stay at Home Mom, you saw me say that we would highlight a young entrepreneur every week because young people get a bad rap a lot of times. So as a mother to young people, that's something that I wanted to do. Now, if you would like me to highlight your business, hit me up in the DM and we can discuss business. But as far as the young entrepreneur, I will pick one every week. Or if you have a young entrepreneur that you would like to shoot my way, like, hey, I feel like you should, discuss this business, then we can do that. So I wanted to clear those 2 things up. My birthday and why I feature a young entrepreneur every week, and why if you are an adult and you have a business that I have not highlighted your business. Now, as far as like my Instagram, those that, they repost me, I repost them. Same thing. So the young entrepreneur this week, we are going to feature my little cousin, Melody, who lives in Florida. She has a business called Artsy with the Paints, and she's amazing. She does apparel. She does also like throw pillows for your home, original artwork for you to hang in your home. She's just amazing. So I wanted to highlight her because she just launched her website, and she's like official tissue now. Like she launched on 7/10/20. So Melody, we salute you. We admire you. We see what you're doing. If anyone is interested in artwork from Melody, you can reach her. Her website, of course, artywiththepaints.com. I will spell that ARTSYWITHDAPAINTS.com. That's her website. And then if you want to look her up on Instagram, she has 2 Instagrams. One is Artsy with the Paints. So it's at ARTSYWITHDAPAINTS. And then she has another Instagram with what is Art Official Artsy. So that is at ARTOFFICIALARTSY. Those are both of her Instagrams. We just salute you, and I'm so proud because it's actually fun, not funny to me, but I'm not surprised that she's so dope, because a lot of my swag I learned from her dad, my cousin Co. So shout out my cousin Co. To this day, I love Adidas because of Coco. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, please hit her up, let her know A Full Plate Podcast sent you. We're gonna get right into the topic. So the topic at hand for today is we have a full plate of confusion. So we're gonna try to hone that in a little bit and just have an open, honest discussion. I don't mean to ruffle any feathers. I'm once again just giving my opinion because people are asking me for my opinion about this topic. So we're gonna kind of do it twofold. So embracing outside children with difficult mothers or fathers. And then also I noticed a lot of the question was introducing children to new partners. So we're gonna kind of tackle this in a twofold type situation. So with that being said, from the rip, I'm gonna say something and it may strike a nerve in some people, but the truth is the truth. If you are done with a relationship and the relationship that you're done with has children, the only reason that the mother or the father is being difficult in the split, or, you know, with the whole thing like, oh, well, now you have a girlfriend and now you have a boyfriend, it's because either the mother or the father still wants the previous partner. So I feel like we should just like tackle that from the rip, because if you break up with somebody and you are completely like over them, you don't want to be with them anymore, you don't give a poop what or who they're doing. You don't care. And I understand the whole children aspect of it, but at the same token, when a parent is being difficult with the previous partner, whether it be the mother or the father, so like for example, if me and Put are apart and I'm being difficult, that's because I love my husband. So that's why I'm being difficult. If I don't give a poop what he's doing or who he's doing, I'm not going to be difficult. So I felt like from the rip, we should address that. So all of you dads and moms, because a lot of times the mothers get the bad rap, like, oh, the mom is doing this and the mom is doing that and the mom won't move on with her life and the mom is too much in my business. No, men do that too. Men do that too. And a lot of times men feel like once they have a child with a woman, that woman is there forever, theirs forever and always. That's not the case. You don't own or possess a woman just because she had a child with you or for you. She has every right to move on with her life like you're moving on with your life, because that's the thing that's hysterical to me. The man will be in a whole full-fledged relationship. The woman goes out on a date, he loses his mind. So you must want her, because if you don't want her, you don't care what she does or who she does. So I thought we should like start with that. When anybody is acting out of sorts because the other previous partner is in a relationship, that's really the underbelly of the issue. They actually still want the previous partner. So before we delve more into that, that's why I felt like we should get to the other topic of introducing your children to a new partner. The key word to this is respect. If you respect the previous partner, because if it's really just about the children, right? Both sets, both parents, the father and the mother, if it's really about the children and you two are like just co-parenting and both moved on with your life, both sets should have respect. Both parents should have respect for the other parent. So for instance, if the dad starts to date someone, the mother starts to date someone, that is a conversation between you two parents about introducing your children to the new partner. It is completely disrespectful for you to introduce your children to your new partner without the other parent knowing. That is so disrespectful, and it's not okay. Totally not okay. And especially if you are the type of man or woman, because I don't think it's talked about enough where women are also like introducing new partners to their kids a lot. That's just strange to me. Like, you don't know this person well enough to just be introducing, and then if it doesn't last, then it's like your kid is asking questions like, oh, well, what happened to Mr. So-and-so, or what happened to Miss So-and-so? That's too much for kids, especially if it's like a situation where it's like a wham, bam, thank you, man. Why does your kid even know that person? That's just weird to me. So I just feel like if respect is at the forefront, and again, we're not talking about the parents that are still in love with each other and still want to be with each other. We're talking about the parents that are completely done. They have come to an amicable decision where we don't want to be together, we're not good together, but we do in fact have a child or children, and we have to move forward accordingly. So I feel like the number one key to that is respect. A father and a mother have every right to be upset if you are dating someone and you did not discuss with them your mutual child or children meeting the new person. That does not mean that the mother or father is being difficult. That means they're standing up for their respect. I don't disagree with that at all. Okay, so especially if they're small kids, like if they're little kids, I feel like that's even worse, because I feel like when your kids are to a certain age, it should be up to them if they want to meet who you're dealing with or not. But when they're small, that should be like a discussion between the parents. And let me just say this, to you new partners, that's none of your business. That is none of your business. I don't give a poop how long you've been dealing with the new man or woman. You need to mind the business that pays you. And the children or child that these two people share, that's their business. I feel like the new partner like tries to do too much, too fast. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of situations that I've seen with people in my family, it's like, yeah, you're doing way too much. You need to just really like sit down somewhere because you're doing way, way too much. So also, I feel like, so again, we'll go back to the parent that still wants the other parent. It's not cool when one parent is in a relationship. So like say the dad moves on and the dad has a girlfriend, and the dad has introduced the children to the new partner with the consent of the mother. So those situations are a little different because the mother and now we'll say the stepmother, as women, grown women, should be able to, respect each other's space. The new stepmom, she respects the mother, because I'm telling you, that's where a lot of it comes in. You still have to respect that mom, because that don't mean you respecting her means that mom wants your now man. She done been there, had him, and got the t-shirt. Like, are you joking? The only time the new woman gets intimidated is because, one, she knows that she's not going to last very long. And two, something in her realizes that she just isn't up to snuff to the previous woman. So then she gets an issue with the mother. And in turn, like, oh, every little thing the mom does, she has an issue with. That's your own personal issue. That's your own personal issue. Because some of us are tough acts to follow. So again, what I was saying is like a scenario like, say the man is involved with a new woman and the child has now been introduced to the new woman. Now, if it's a mother that still wants the father, you run into issues like saying bad things to the child about the new woman, saying things to the child like you don't have to respect her, you don't have to like her, you don't have to speak to her, you don't have to talk to her, things like that. Yeah, that's because she still wants the man. Don't make it right, but that's why she's exhibiting that behavior. So another elephant in the room, and I'm gonna address women with this because from my viewpoint, I see it coming from women more than I see it coming from men. You having a child with somebody is not a bargaining chip. It's not like, how can I word this? Because I don't want to be offensive. Okay, so put it this way. Because the man does not want to be with you, you should not keep the child away from the dad. That was a good way of saying it, right, son? Yeah, like I'm not coming at your neck, but let's be very, very clear. Because you're not getting your way of wanting to be with him, you should never keep the child away from their dad. If a dad is trying to be an active dad and you withhold that from the child, and then let's take it a step further, because I know some women that do this. And I have a couple of them. We're not friends no more because I just kept it a bean with them. So I'll just say it here. If you keep the child away from the dad when the dad is actively trying to be in the child's life, and then you portray it to the child that the dad doesn't want to be involved, you are scum. You are absolute scum. It's not cool, because there are really actual children that have deadbeat dads that don't even do child support. Like, don't call them, don't contact them, don't help the mother with bills, and nothing. Just completely oblivious to this child's life. So for you to have an actual father who wants to be in the child's life and you portray it to the child that it's the opposite, you brainwash the child, you are scum. You are scum. And I'm telling you, when your child becomes an adult and they make a choice to like be able to go and talk to their dad and be like, well, when I was a child, this, that, and it happened, and the dad is able to finally convey to the child what really happened, your relationship with your child is going to be bupkis at that point, because that's just not cool. And again, I'm only bringing it to you from that scenario because I see it more often in women than I see it in men. You're only sticking it to the dad because you want the dad. But if the dad doesn't want you, why would you even put yourself through that? It's men out here a dime a dozen. Like, don't do that. You're going to harm yourself. You're going to harm the child mentally by carrying on behavior like that. So, I find it amazing when I see like blended families where the dad and the mom have decided not to be together, but they're still like amazing co-parents, because that's when it's just about the kids. So the question being, how do you embrace outside children with difficult mothers and fathers? That root of that is somebody still wants somebody. And don't be so quick to think that the mother or the father is being difficult, because you don't know what your new partner, how they're still talking to their previous partner who have kids together. You don't even know if they're still doing the horizontal polka when they're dropping off kids and picking up kids. You don't know. You don't know. Because that happens too. I mean, we can dive further into that. A lot of times, the man will still be making the previous partner, who's the mother of his child, portray things to her like, oh yeah, I know I'm with her now, but she's nothing like you. She's nothing like you. If I had my choice, I would fix my family and stuff like that. So you never know why the woman's acting crazy or the man's acting crazy. You don't know what's being said because they have to constantly communicate via the children. You don't know what those conversations look like. You don't know. You don't know if you sending your man over there to pick his kids up and he pull up and the kids is with grandma and she's there in a thong. You don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to put the bug in anybody's ear so that you don't trust your partner, but these are real life situations that occur. These women and these men don't come from nowhere. They're not holding on to something from nowhere. You don't know what they are being told. You don't know this. I know a situation personally that a friend of mine had a child with his previous partner. They split up. Then he got into another relationship with someone else. They had a kid. He to this day tells her, the previous one, yeah, I'm only with her because I got her pregnant. If I had to choose, it would be you. And refuses to marry the new one. She wants to get married and all that. I think their kids now like 2. Refuses to marry her. And we know he's not marrying you because he don't want to be with you. But he's gassing her up to make her believe she's, the cat's meow. No. Your cat just meowed and had a baby and now he feels stuck with you. I feel like honesty has to be a part of it. Honesty has to be a part of it. That's why, to me, I'm a person about conversation. I'm a person about conversation because you never know what the previous mother or father is being told. You never know this. You never even know what's happening. And I hate to break it to you, but if someone has a child, if you're in a relationship with someone who has children from a previous relationship, they are tied and bonded the rest of their natural lives. And even after that, because the family tree, when it's made, those 2 names will forever be together because of the children that they produced. So, I think it's not so much the question of how do you embrace children with a difficult mother or father. I think you have to be very, very real with yourself about the totality of the situation. What is it that you are actually involving yourself in? For one, you will never come first. You will never come first. You could be laying there with your new man, and guess who can call him at 2 a.m.? The mother of that child, because if something's happening with that child, she can call him. So it's way more than just embracing children. No, I'm the type of person, again, like I said, I'm about conversation. Ask her, ask him. Why are you being difficult? What's up? Let's put all our cards on the table. We're all adults. What's up? What's going on? And you might be shocked at what you hear. And it's never the children's fault. This is always adult foolishness. It's never the children's fault. Children are just innocent bystanders. They didn't ask to come here. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't choose their parents. They didn't choose when they're going to be born. None of that. They are innocent bystanders in adult foolishness. So difficult mother and father, I have a hard time with just like labeling it as that. Because 9 times out of 10 that the behavior is coming from somewhere. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about when saying a difficult mother and father, did you ever look at it from the mother or father standpoint where it's like, say, little JoJo is starting football next week and I can cover his cleats and his this and that, but I need another $150 for his registration. And the parent in the new relationship is like, oh, I don't got the money for that, right? And then a couple days later, it's posted on Instagram that they're in like Turks and Caicos. That mother and father has the right to be upset because the kid comes first, and you tricking on your new chick or dude doesn't supersede what you're supposed to do as a parent. Just saying, that don't make them difficult. That makes them like a realist. So that's why I said a lot of times you can get to the bottom or the root of a lot of the issues based just on a conversation, because you got to remember, you're only getting it from one perspective. So if the dude or the woman's coming in like, yeah, I'm so sick of so-and-so, little JoJo's mom or little JoJo's dad, because, she keeps doing this. He keeps doing this. She keeps blowing up my phone. I bet you if you talk to little JoJo's mother, she say, I keep blowing up his phone because he told me 2 weeks ago he was dropping off money here because I needed groceries for little JoJo, and he refuses to answer my phone call. Sometimes it's just a conversation. Got to be open to that. And you got to know, they're not going to tell you everything, especially in the beginning. So you're only getting a very slighted viewpoint on the situation you're entering into. I guess that's the only way I can really put that. You can't judge the entire book by only the preface that the new partner you're with is given. He's never going to give you, she's never going to give you the other side of the situation, right? So even in a relationship, so we could take it a step further. So you start dating someone else, and they're of course going to come to you and portray it like it's all the other person's fault. It's all the other person's fault. I'm the best thing since sliced bread, but I bet you if you talk to the other person, it's a whole nother perspective on why they're not even together anymore. So, if you are in fact entering a relationship, I would behoove you to really investigate so that you know what you're stepping into before you take that leap based on a slanted viewpoint of what's happening. Because it's very easy for, my baby's father or my baby's mother, he's so difficult. Are they being difficult, or are they rightfully so asking for things that they have the right to ask for? I mean, and I get it. You ride or die. I'm going to take my new person's word for everything. That's cool. But don't be an idiot. I said that last week. Don't be book smart and life dumb. That's another motto I live by. I mean, you guys know my other motto that I said when we were discussing family issues. Blood might be thicker than water, but it is not thicker than me. And these thick thighs save his life. So again, back to introducing children to the new partners. I feel like before your children are introduced to a new partner, your new partner should be introduced to your old partner. I feel like you should come together, and I don't see anything wrong with that if everything is on the up and up. I feel like as adults, you should all come together first. Whether it's you with your new partner, the mom and her new dude, maybe y'all go out for some dinner or something. Get to know each other first, and then the previous man or the previous woman can then go to their co-parent and say yay or nay. Because you may go out with them and then be like, you know what? I don't think I want my children meeting this person. Not to mention, you've been in a relationship with that person, so you will even know if it's a good fit or not for the person you're with. If the person's even going to last. But you never disrespect the previous parent by just oh, hey, on a whim, here's so-and-so, nice to meet you. No, especially little kids, because little kids will tell everything. Oh, I met mommy's friend so-and-so, I met daddy's friend so-and-so. And then now there's this uproar just because it wasn't handled properly. And it can, again, if the two previous parents don't want to be with each other, it's really a smooth transition. Because sometimes the one previous parent may want the other previous parent, right? Or both previous parents really want to be with each other. So it's going to be a constant uproar and a problem. You ain't going to understand why your new man is coming home and he's all upset because he's seen his previous girl on a date. Now she just dictated what happens in your house. His vibe's off, energy's off, everything's off, and you can't put your finger on it. But he knows he's upset because he really wants to be with her. She's out living her life, and then he comes home to you and you're not who he actually wants to be with. He'd rather be home with her and his kids, or kid. Just saying, if we're going to talk about it, let's just be real about it. A lot of times that's the issue. That is the issue, because it is so easy for a man to move on, but let that woman move on. Oh, another can of worms. So that is just my opinion as far as like introducing children to the new partner. If you're introducing the children to the new partner, the previous partners should come together and be introduced first. And also, so we can tap into this. Like, say you call your previous partner and they're like, oh yeah, I'm dating so-and-so. And the old partner is like, hey, I heard about him, or I heard about her. He or she is bad dope, right? I don't want that person around my child. If you take and introduce that child to that person anyway, you're so out of order. You're so out of order. You are so out of order. Because maybe this is like not a good thing to say, or I don't really know how to say this, because in every situation this is not what occurs. But the reality of it is, to bring any new person around your child, you should be cautious to begin with, because you don't really know what you're introducing your child to. You don't know, and anything can happen. That's why it like upsets me so bad when it's like mothers, like when you see on the news and it's like, oh yeah, I left my child to be babysat by my new boyfriend, and he kills the child and puts the child in a dumpster. Like, wait, what? Be very, very cautious about who you bring around your children. Everybody shouldn't, I'm not saying don't live your life and be grown and hey, be out here dipping it and doing it. That's fine. But everybody doesn't need to meet your child or children. And that's just my opinion about that. Like, I'm not trying to offend anybody. If that's how you move, if that's what you do, every 2 months there's a new dude, and the kid, first of all, your kids are seeing this. There's a new chick. Your kids are seeing this. You don't look cool. You look inconsistent. Sorry, that's not cool. I don't think it's cool. And when you talk to most children, they don't think it's cool. You become inconsistent, and then it becomes to a thing where it's like, oh, another one. Oh, okay. Oh, dad has another girlfriend. Cool. Mom has a new boyfriend. Cool. I'll just be over here. Whatever. Let me know when the next one enters the picture. That's not cool. You don't want your child to look at you like that. Be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Sometimes people jump in so fast that they even think like, oh yeah, let me introduce you to my child. No. No, I'm sorry. I'm not in a place of judgment, but it's just like, no, you have to be very, very careful, because people are crazy. Sorry, but they are. People are really, really crazy. And your child should be the most precious thing to you. So you just should be really, really careful with that. So with that being said, I just thought that this was like a good family issue to discuss. I didn't really feel like it needed to be a long, drawn out whatever. That's just how I feel about it. Because at the end of the day, it's like when I was looking at it in the DMs, and it's like, yeah, like one I had, and it was like, yeah, my new boyfriend, his baby's mother is so difficult. Well, they only have a 1-year-old child, so like, how do you know he's still not dealing with her? And then people can't take that. So let me be very, very clear. I will never divulge anybody's name or anything like that. But a lot of people actually come to me for advice outside of the podcast, just because I'm going to keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real with you. How do you know she is being difficult just because she's a douchebag? No, she's probably being difficult because she's still in love with him and you don't know what he's telling her. He could be disrespecting you to the point, oh, she just something to do. You don't know. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come see you Friday night and chill with you and my son. And then he doesn't show up. So then she's upset because she thought she had a date with your man. I'm just saying, further, like, look into it a little further before you label or stamp someone as difficult. Now, all of what we just said, there are some fathers and mothers that are, in fact, difficult to make a problem out of every single thing. Don't even want the previous partner, but it's a control thing. It's a control thing. So it's like being difficult in the sense of, say the child goes over to the new mother or father's house and the child comes back. It's like, oh, yeah, we had a barbecue this weekend and Mr. So-and-so made barbecue. So now the previous father is all irate because only his child should eat his barbecue. Like, there are some people that are in fact like that. Don't go to the mall with my children because I only let them wear Nikes. How dare you buy them Adidas? Be appreciative that this new person even wanted to purchase something for your child. So I didn't want to end it where we didn't actually discuss that there are some parents that are difficult just to be difficult. And that does not come from a place of they still want the partner. It just comes from a place of control. They want to control or dictate the situation. They want to control what you do, where you go with their child. Like, you don't have a say-so as well. You're a parent as well. That's not okay. That is in fact difficult. You're just being difficult for no reason. And the only person that gets hurt in the end of that is like the child. Like, say the previous parent is like, oh, I booked a trip to Disney World with now again, here's where the respect comes in. Before you don't ever tell the child before you clear it with the other parent. Because then if the child's all excited, like, oh, we're going to Disney World. Mommy or daddy said we were going to Disney World. And they come in the house and they tell the other parent and they shut it down. They shut the trip smooth down. No Disney World, you're not going because your mother or father didn't ask me first. Listen. Best thing you can do for your life, and if I don't give anybody any advice, make sure the previous parent is also in a relationship. Because if you are in a relationship and the other previous parent is not in a relationship, they have way too much time on their hands and they are going to dissect everything you do, everything you say, and everything your new partner does and says, because they have way too much time on their hands. And if they are these type of difficult parents, they will lose their mind if your mutual child or children likes the new partner. They will plumb lose it. And that's sad. That's sad. I have a friend of mine that got married and he has 2 kids, a boy and a girl. And for the wedding, the boy and the girl were supposed to be in the wedding. And the wedding was in Jamaica on the beach. And right before the wedding, the ex-wife said that the kids couldn't go. So his kids, where he had everything planned out, he wanted them a part of his wedding. Right before the wedding, she said no. So we can dissect that. 1, she has still to this day no man. 2, she still wants him. 3, has this man tied up in all types of court stuff. So the kids can't even see their dad. And these kids are young. They're younger than 10. We'll just say they're younger than 10. I'm not going to say ages or names. But they're younger than 10. Both the boy's older than the daughter. Not cool. It's not cool. They're not a bargaining chip. So, yes, are there some women and men, where it's like it comes from a background or a root of they want the other parent. Yes, 100%. I don't think we talk about it enough, where it's just easy to label as my crazy baby mama, my baby daddy, he don't play. No, he thinks you're his possession. You need to sit down somewhere, because first of all, it's not cute, sis. It's not cute. He don't play about me. Any man, girl, no. Any man you date, he has a problem because you are his possession. So, in his brain, he could go out and date and do him, and you gonna sit in the house and take care of that kid. You better not dare move on with your life. Not unless he say so. That is not difficult. That's psychopath. That's crazy. Not somebody's possession. I've been with my husband 23 years. I've been with him since I'm 16. I married him at 22. I gave him 4 babies. I'm not his possession. He's not my possession. You don't possess the person you're with. You love them. Good, bad, or indifferent, you love them. They're not your possession, though. These girls wear that like a title, like, oh, yeah, he always checking for me. Sis, he clocking you. It's a difference. He ain't worried about you. He don't want the best for you. I love Pud. I want the best for him. So even if we're not together, I want the best for him. I want him to be with a woman that she gotta, first of all, you gotta come behind me and step in my shoes. Good luck. Good luck. But listen, if he were to ever find a woman that was like, and I would tell him, because we're best friends first. Like, I would let him know, like, yeah, but she's good, or no, she's not. He would take my word for it. But the point being, when you actually love someone, because I think I should say that point, just because 2 parents decide that they don't want to be together, it doesn't mean that there's not love there or they don't care about that other person. They just don't see themselves in a relationship with them. And that to me is actually really healthy, because when it's, okay, we don't want to be together, but we love each other, so we want to see the best for each other. Every happiness that comes to either parent, the other parent is happy for that. Hey, why don't you and your new spouse come over? We'll have a barbecue with the kids. That is so healthy. That is so healthy. But then there are the other ones where that will never happen, because it's nothing in them that wants to see the other parent happy, because they can't have the other parent. They want the other parent to just be miserable because they're miserable. And then they will literally go to the lengths of keeping the kid away from the other parent. You don't do that. And that goes for some of you dads too. You don't do that. You don't keep no mother away from their child. And if it's the same, like I said, with the female. If you are a dad and you are keeping the child away from their mother, and you are planting seeds in that child to make them feel like their mother didn't want them or love them, you are also scum. We don't talk about these bitter baby daddies. We always seem to just talk about the baby mothers, and they're being called bitter, but nobody gets to the root of why they're upset. They may not be bitter. They might just be sick of somebody's crap. I'm just saying, it's a lot of single moms out here that are holding it down by themselves. The dad do absolutely nothing, but he's on Instagram posting up sneaks and clothes and hanging out and trips and buying cars, but you can't drop off $10 to the child's mother for something to eat for the child. No, they have a right to be upset. That does not make them difficult. That is reality. So before you men crack your lips to talk slick about a baby's mother, you need to look in the mirror. And first of all, she was good enough for you to crack her legs open to make said baby. A lot of you men, you want that part of it, but then when you ain't with her no more, you smear her name in the street to justify your behavior or why you're doing her dirty and why you're doing your child dirty. Because let me be very, very clear. She could be a crackhead prostitute. That has nothing to do with the fact that you laid down with her, made a kid with her, and that kid is here, and that kid needs your assistance and your help and your love. No excuse. I don't care what the mother is. I don't care what the mother does. You don't neglect your child because you're mad at the mother. sorry, not sorry. So anyway, with that being said, I feel like I've covered my opinion about both topics: embracing children with or new children in a relationship with difficult fathers or mothers. And I feel like I also gave my opinion on how I feel about introducing children to new partners. I don't feel like I have anything left to say about that. We have another family issue that we are going to discuss next week that came through the DM, because this is fun for me to tackle these types of things. So if you have any that you want to discuss, we can go on weeks for that. But I have a really fun episode that I cannot wait. In a couple weeks, I'm going to have my cousin Latora, and we're going to have a really fun episode because Latora is just like me. We like to talk our bleep and, no holds barred. That's why I love her. She keep it a bean. I keep it a bean. So I feel like that'll be a really good conversation. I'm not going to tell you the topic yet, but it's just something that I noticed she was going through on her Instagram, and I noticed it happens a lot just with people in general. So we're going to have a conversation about that. I'm super excited about that episode. That episode will probably be somewhere around, where are we, son? Episode 5? So this will probably be like episode 7 or 8 that I'll have Tora come in and we just talk our bleep. So see that, son? I bleeped it out for you. So this is where I'm going to end it. Like I said, I feel like I covered all bases. Again, we want to shout out Melody. Hit her up, Artsy with the paints. You will not be disappointed. And shout out to all my family in Florida. I miss you guys terribly. I can't wait till all this COVID-19 stuff is over, because I just was telling my grandma, shout out grandma, I love her so much, she's so cute, that I was going to be coming there. It's been like a week, so I'm going to come down and see everybody down there. So yeah, that's where we're going to end it. I hope everyone enjoyed the episode. I hope I covered bases. If I did not, you can leave some messages in the comments, or you can DM me at a Full Plate Podcast on Instagram. If you want to email me, a fullplatepodcast@gmail.com. I'm welcome to all comments and, concerns. So I hope everyone has a blessed week. We will see you next Thursday with another family issue at 6 p.m. Bye.